Okay, we're recording again. Okay, so as I was saying, Ida, this is going to be a 26-month lease to start on December 8th and to end February 28th. Rent will be $16.95 if you pay on the 25th and $18.45 if you pay on the 1st, as I was explaining to you. Year two, what we do is we just let you know right off the bat that there's going to be a slight uptick year two instead of just surprising you in the mail. So what we tell you is that rent right now is $18.45 if you pay on the first, and it will be $19.35.25 if you pay on the first the second year. And that would take your number up from $16.95 to I think $17.75. In that year, in year two. Okay. So, and that's just basically the standard lease where we would sign right here as a landlord and you would sign as the tenant. Okay. Now let me pull up. I think we have another document. Okay. So this right here is the standard lease. Okay. This is a standard Georgia lease. So what we'll do, Ida, is we'll hit some of the high points. Okay. So security deposit is the $18.45. Monthly rent is $18.45, right? And they're gonna prorate you $13.53. Okay, they're gonna prorate you that in the next month. Okay, so they're telling you now what your rent would be for when you pay rent in January. Is actually going to be cheaper. It's going to be $13.53, okay, because of when you're moving in. All right. This lease agreement, as we said, will be between us, the company XYZ Home Builders, and you, Ida Brown. The property is 2349 Henry Circle in Augusta, Georgia, as you know, and the lease term is going to be 26 months, as we stated. We already spoke about the rent escalation. And I was just explaining to you about the prorated rent, how much you're going to pay on the next month. And then these are just standard late fees, right? If you pay late rent. So rent is late on a third. So please don't pay your rent late. And it's going to be 10% of the monthly rent. And that's just standard if you pay your rent late.
Now, if I'm going to pay my rent on the 25th, how many days do I have to pay it?
Oh, okay. I understand what you're saying. Well,
it's considered late.
Well, rent is late on the third. So as long as you don't pay on the third. Okay. So rent.
I'm due to pay on the 25th.
Yeah, and rent is.
If I go past the second, I'm late.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So this is a security deposit, and management is going to hold it. When or if you move out, if the house is in good condition, you get your security deposit back. That's a good thing. You've already filled out a rental application. The keys in the lockbox. After you go to the bank and wire us the money, then you're gonna go take the key out of the lockbox, and we're gonna come pick up the lockbox in the next few days. Okay. Let me see. Condition of the premises. Tenants hereby acknowledge and warrants the tenant and warrants that tenants have examined the premises, right? And the premises is in good order and repair and clean and safe. Okay, so we know that there's a few things that we have to get together for you. And but other than that, this is just acknowledging that the property is in good condition, minus the things that we have to fix for you. And when you go into the house, you'll put together a checklist for us, and anything that is not up to par, we'll make sure we fix it for you, okay?
Okay, and who I contact in this?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be your contact for an amount of time. But if we change to a property manager, we'll be sure to give you all of that information. You'll always be pointed in the right direction. We got you. All right, so
Now, will I get a copy of this?
yeah, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna send you a copy of this, and you're gonna sign it on your phone. And then once we get a copy of it, then you're gonna go to the bank, wire us the money. Once the money clears, you'll go pick up the keys. That's the process. All right, so occupancy, you're gonna occupy it. Quiet enjoyment. I already perceive that you're a good person, so just be mindful of the noise. Conditions of the neighborhood. We haven't lived here, but these are just like the conditions of the neighborhood. Use of the premises. You're not really supposed to use the premises to like run any businesses or anything like that. Just for you to habitate or for you to live in. Let me see. Surrender possession, holding over tenants. Okay, subletting. This is a big one. We don't allow for you to sublet it. So basically for you to move out and rent it to someone else for a higher price. We don't really allow that. So please, let us know if anything like that is happening. Utilities. Make sure you have you get the utilities in your name within 48 hours, right? Because once you pick up the keys, the person in the next apartment is going to be notified to take the utilities out of our name. So make sure you go down there in a timely fashion. Maintenance.
Yeah, but that's not going to say that they're going to cut it on in a couple days, but understood.
Yeah. Well, we'll work with you for sure. Maintenance, just make sure you take care of the property. If there's any maintenance issues, we'll give you our contact number so we can come and get that together. Let me see.
Did you ask about the fence?
Oh, I have to ask about the fence. I have to find out what they're going to say about that fence. I will. Okay, pet fees is the tenant to pay, $500 for the pet as we spoke, and $250 for any additional pet. You only have one, so that's going to be $500 added to the moving fee, and it's $25 a month for your pet. Okay, so $500 on top of the moving fee and $25 a month for the pet, as you and I discussed.
Am I paying? Okay, let me go back before we go any farther.
Go ahead.
Okay. Am I paying the first and the last month rent?
No,
I'm paying the deposit and the first month's rent.
That's what you're paying, the security deposit and the first month rent. What that means is that when or if you move out, you will get your security deposit back.
And the security deposit is $16.95?
No, $18.45. It's higher than that. So you'll get $18.45 back. You pay $16.95 because we're giving you a discount on the rent, but the rent is actually $18.45. So that's what you'll get back.
So I'm paying the $18.95.
Yes, $18.45.
Plus the $16.
Okay, so to move in, all right. So let me finish this, and then we'll go back to the moving fee because I'm almost finished with this part. Okay, tenant insurance. Make sure you
transfer my insurance.
Yeah. So the tenant is required to have insurance, tenant insurance. Are you in the military?
No.
Okay, so that doesn't apply to you. Extended absent abandonment. Notice lead-based paint. We're not aware of any lead base in the paint, so this is just our disclosure. We haven't lived there. We're not aware of any mold or anything like that. Drug and crime. Like I said, I know that you are a good person, so just please don't do drugs and crime in the property.
I got a license to keep. I had it for 40 plus years, so I'm not going to be doing any of that.
Okay, good. All right, so so attorney fees. This is just saying that if you decide to sue us, that we're gonna, um, that what is it? Well, let me just read this. It says in any action or proceeding to enforce this lease or to secure the rights provided under this lease or accorded by law, the prevailing party shall be entitled to recover responsible attorney fees and costs based on, So what this is saying is that, if you decide that you want to leave and we have to hire an attorney to, get you to pay the rent, then that attorney fee will roll over to you. But, of course, you're going to pay your rent, so we're not even going to have that problem. But in case we do,
are you saying that if I decide in the 2-year span that I have, if I decide to leave, let's say 6 months prior to the year 2025, I'm still going to owe you 6 months rent?
Well, no, what this is saying is that if you don't pay your rent, if you stop paying your rents and we have to now evict you, if we have to hire a lawyer, we're going to charge you for that. That's what we're saying. Okay. Just additional lease terms additional lease terms and conditions. And that is basically it. So we're going to email this to you and you're going to sign a DocuSign. Once we get the DocuSign, then I'm going to send you the wiring instructions. You're going to go to the bank, wire us the money. And then once the money clears, then it's going to be your apartment to move into as you want. Okay. So now let's talk about the numbers. All right. So your move-in fee will be, let me pull up the calculator, tell you exactly what it's going to cost for you to move in. And I think you and I had already.
Let me get a pen.
Okay. All right. Let me know when you're ready. Okay. So the number that we're going to work with is this top number. So it's going to be 1845, which is the monthly rent, plus 1845, which is the security deposit. Okay. So plus 1845, that's $3,690. Okay. Plus you have a pet fee of $500. So plus $500. So your moving fee, what you have to go and wire us, will be $4,190.
Pardon?
Okay. I'm going to tell you your total moving number. Okay. 18.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me? Hello? Okay.
Now the 1845. The monthly rent.
Yes. Yes.
I'm paying that instead of the $16.95.
Yes, because that's actual rent. You're gonna pay $16.95 because we're giving you a discount for paying on the 25th, for paying your rent early. But actual rent is $18.45. And that's what we have to give you back when you leave, because that's actual rent.
Security.
Yes.
Okay, now what am I paying for the month?
Okay, for the month, you're going to pay us $16.95 every month on the 25th. $16.95 as long as you pay on the 25th. If you pay on the 1st, it's going to be $18.45. That's how we get there, okay? Okay, so now let's look at your moving fee. Your moving fee is going to be $18.45 plus $18.45 plus $500 for your furry friend. So you're going to have to go to the bank and wire us $4,190. Okay, so the number is $4,190. Once you wire us that money and the money clears, then you'll get a call from me saying congratulations and to go get the key. Once you go get the key, we'll come and pick up the lockbox. All right. So that's.
I'm sorry to be slow.
Yeah, it's fine. Do you want me? All right. I will.
No. Let me understand it in my language.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. 1845 is my security deposit.
Yes.
And for what I pay each month is $16.95.
Correct. Yes, correct. If you pay rent on the 25th, yes.
So after I send it to you on the 25th, I'll end up sending it to you again?
Nope. On the 25th of every month, you pay us $16.95.
I understand. But I'm just moving in. I'm moving in prior to
Right.
25th.
Right. And that's, yeah. Okay. So look at this third number. You see this says 1353? That's your prorated rent. So what that means, we prorate the next month rent. So when you pay rent in January, which is next month, you're going to pay rent on the 25th, right? Normally you would pay us $16.95, right?
Okay.
But instead of $16.95, it's going to be $13.53. That's going to be your prorated rent.